وكانت سنداً للشيخ حمزة يوسف.
Yahya, I'm sure there is one question that is on everyone's mind. How did you meet Shaykh Hamza?
I was attending a junior college in Southern California called the Imperial Valley College.
Okay.
And I believe he had just come back after being gone overseas for about 9 years, 10 years almost.
Okay, when he was gathering knowledge from around the Muslim world. Okay.
And he came to the college to take some computer courses, as when computers were just
introduced.
Yes.
Yeah.
He came to the computer room and I happened to be there, and the first time I saw him, I needed help with one of the computers, and I looked over at him and he just looked up and just kind of looked away. So I said, okay, he's not gonna, talk to me. So I left and I came back that evening and he happened to be there again. Some other problem happened with one of my computers, and I got up to go, go talk to the librarian, and he said something wrong with your computer. So I realized, so I was like, he's talking. So I said, yeah, and then he said, well, come when you come back. I came back and I sat down and he started talking to me, and he definitely was very different from anybody I'd ever met. He dressed differently. He was older and told me he was writing a book. So yeah, I was pretty.
He was writing a book then?
Yes, I didn't ask him what, but he was writing a book, and that's how we met.
And when was the first time you realized he's actually interested?
So after that, I think that was spring break, and I remember we parted. We said goodbye that evening, and I remember going. My sister had come with me that evening, and I remember just thinking there was something really amazing about him, but I don't think I'll ever see him again. So spring break, and I remember just driving and just like he'd come into my head, and I just thought, I wonder what happened to him, and
wow,
I don't think I'll ever, just like that. So then the second time I saw him, I was sitting in front of the library with a friend of mine, and I saw him running, and he came running, and he stopped when he saw me, and he came right up, and he asked me when I was going back to the computer room. And I said, yeah, I'm going this evening. So we went. We went and we spoke again. We spoke a couple times, maybe 3 or 4 times. And
face to face, not on WhatsApp.
No, it was all in call. It was out in the campus, and we kind of knew at that point, like it was pretty strong.
Wow, from the fourth time.
It was almost, I would say, the first time.
Wow, so love from first sight does exist.
It does exist, I believe, but it only took that long, and he did ask me to marry him, like after like the 4th time, and I remember I said yes. I had no idea. Yes. I was Catholic. I said I had no idea. Yes, I said yes right away.
Wow.
And I remember thinking, what have I done? It's like but it was just so strong. I had never heard about Islam. I knew nothing about Islam when I met him.
Nothing.
Zero. And he said, if I told you about my religion, I think you might find it kind of strange, which hooked me even more. I'm like, oh.
Wow.
I wonder what are you then? So I remember watching him do the ritual of the wudu. And I remember just being amazed by that, and the fact that he just would pick a spot and he would pray. So then I remember him saying to me, I'm a Muslim and we pray 5 times a day. I said, 5 times a day? I'm like, I thought I was like, yeah, go to church every Sunday and my night prayers, and and I thought that was good, but I remember, and so he said, one of the things that really affected me when he was explaining that to me, he said to me, we pray 5 times a day, he said, because you know how you kind of go through the day and we forget about God. So we stop 5 times to remember him, and that was like, I was like, wow.
That was like a paradigm shift for me.
Yeah, well, I felt religious, but that was like for me, like, that was probably my first move towards Islam. Like, okay, this is interesting. So that, and the fact that he didn't try anything, he didn't want, there was no dating or, and I remember him also explaining to me, he said to me that thing of when a woman and a man are alone, the third person is shaitan.
Yeah.
And I was so blown away because for me, all those things, he showed me so much more respect than I had ever had
Encountered
from
in your
any
life.
other man that I had met at that, you know. So those things really, really, that,
Struck you.
how he explained about the prayer, watching him pray. For me, the fact that he loved God that much was like, for me, one of the biggest, most beautiful things I had ever, you know, known in a person, let alone a man, right?
So you noticed immediately that
Yeah.
he really loved God.
Yes, that was probably one of the major things that really just,
Struck you.
this man is special.